WatchGuard Capital. Invest your time wisely. If you've seen my previous videos, you know that I'm currently trying to solve the national debt problem. This is part 1 of a 4-part series on estate tax. Who pays estate tax? Do me a favor and subscribe to my channel to be notified when parts 2, 3, and 4 are released. For now, let's roll. The first thing to know is that if you want to look up big picture tax information for the United States, you need to go to the IRS SOI tables, which stands for Statistics of Income, and we need the individual estate and gift tax tables. From here, we select estate tax statistics, and finally, year of death data tables. Okay, so it looks like we have year of death tables for all decedents from 1992 through 2016, which is the most recent year we can analyze. Your download should look something like this. Basically, Table 1, estate tax returns filed for 2016 decedents, values for tax purposes by tax status and size of gross estate. There were 13,429 deceased individuals or estates that had to file a tax return in 2016. Approximately 9,000 people died with 5.45 million to 10 million in their estate, 2,800 with 10 to 20 million in their estates, 1,100 with 20 to 50 million in their estates, and 441 individuals with 50 million or more in their estate. Keep in mind this is individual property and not spousal property. So if a married couple owns 60 million in assets, only 30 million would have to go through the estate process upon death of the first spouse. And since you can pass unlimited wealth to your spouse without estate taxation, that explains why there were only 5,467 returns that were taxable in 2016. 13,429 total estates in 2016 does not seem like a large number given a country with a population of over 330 million people. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to the CDC website and use their tool to figure out how many adults died in 2016. Set the location filter to all states. Set the demographics to single year ages so that I can filter out adults age 18 to 100 plus. Set the year to 2016 and send for results. Okay, so there are 2,706,597 adult deaths in the United States in 2016. And again, out of them, 13,429, or half of 1%, filed estate tax returns, and 5,467, or 0.2%, owed estate taxes. These numbers still seem very low to me, so now I'm going to familiarize myself with the history of estate taxes. Holy shit! No wonder the number of estate tax returns filed each year is so low. Basically, the world goes to war, and U.S. runs low on tariff revenue, so Congress passes the first estate tax to help pay for the military, but says, hey, no one has to pay tax on the first $1 million that you transfer. And the war ends, and everyone's roaringly happy in the 20s, and then super depressed in the 30s, and everyone says, let's pass some Social Security measures. And then the world goes to war again, which are both super expensive endeavors, so the amount that no one has to pay taxes on stays about the same, but inflation keeps eating away at the real value. And things cool off, but it's still war, so that's expensive, until this president says, hey, let's get rid of the gold standard because strict budgets are really cramping my style. And this president says, nice move, let's consolidate the gift and estate tax codes into one code and raise the tax-free amount, now called the Unified Credit. And this president says, hey, I can increase that unified credit amount and adds unlimited marital deductions for good measure. This president says, let's increase that tax-free unified credit amount again. And this president says, hey, increase it, let's phase it out of existence, which he actually pulled off in 2010. There was no estate taxes. Until Congress and this president re-implemented them retroactively for the 2010 calendar year on December 17th. The House literally passed the bill at midnight. Part of the bill says that you can now give your tax-free amount to your spouse, which is awesome, except you have to die first, which is not awesome. But if you're married, you can give your $5 million get out of estate tax-free card to your surviving spouse, and he or she can give away $10 million upon his or her later checkout. And then this president says, anything you can do, I can do better, and makes the tax-free amount $11,180,000, which increases to $11,700,000 in 2021 after 3 annual inflation adjustments. And that is why couples can now pass unlimited wealth to each other, or $23.4 million to others in life or upon death, with no estate or gift tax. So who pays estate tax? In 2016, the CDC says there were 2,706,597 adult deaths. The IRS says that there were only 13,429 of those estates that had assets over $5,450,000 that were required to file a tax return that year. These 2,693,168 deceased individuals did not have to pay estate tax because they did not have assets over $5,450,000. Of the 13,429 individuals who had to file a tax return, 7,963 individuals did not have to pay estate tax because of deductions, exemptions, or credits. These 5,467 individuals had to pay estate tax, or 0.2% of the individuals who died that year. Another way to look at that number is that for every 1,000 deaths in 2016, 998 individuals did not have to pay estate tax. 2 individuals did. The reason those 998 individuals did not have to pay estate tax is because our no estate tax thresholds are historically high and based on a policy that was meant to eliminate estate tax. But most of the deductions, exemptions, and credits that were implemented to offset or reduce estate tax are still available. If the median or middle income of an American was $60,000 in 2016, the average historic amount a person could transfer without paying taxes was approximately $1 million, or 16 years of median income. In 2016, that amount was increased to $5,450,000, or 91 years of that median income. In 2018, that amount was increased to $11,180,000, or 186 years of that median income. In 2021, that amount is now 195 years of that median income, or $11,700,000. And that is for individuals. Because of portability, couples should theoretically be able to pass $23,400,000 in 2021 as either gifts during life or inheritances through an estate, which is 390 years of that median income without paying gift or estate taxes. So the 5,467 estates that had to pay estate tax in 2016 when the tax-free threshold was $5,450,000 should be much lower in 2021 since the threshold has more than doubled. So who pays estate tax? My guess for 2021 is 1,700 executors out of 2.9 million American estates. In Part 4, I'll recommend a fix to our estate tax code. Spoiler alert, I'll be recommending a lower flat tax rate than is currently in place. But I'll also be recommending capping deductions, exemptions, and credits because that is honestly what is killing us.